Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity beeby dow!
And we're back.
Yes.
Welcome to episode number 108 of American Brews and Tunes.
108,
My name is
man.
Stephen Johnston.
My name is Jesse Titus.
And we are back for a regular style episode, or whatever you want to call it, right? A regular review.
Yeah, just a regular review. No free form, no one-off, just a regular review of an album.
Yeah, and we'd been talking about reviewing this album for a little while, I guess.
Yeah, a long time.
So what I am reviewing was a recommendation from Jesse, and it is the album Igor by Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah. Is it Igor or is it Igor?
It's Igor.
I think the only reason I think of it as Igor is because of
Young Frankenstein
movie. Yeah, Young Frankenstein. Yeah,
it's pronounced Frankenstein. Then
it's pronounced Igor.
Igor.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yes, quite hilarious.
Love those great movies. Yeah, so that's what we'll be delving into on this episode.
Yes.
But as we said in the past couple of weeks, this is Dry January.
Yeah. It's been interesting so far. It's been pretty good.
It's been very interesting, very different.
Yeah.
And still January, so we're gonna go ahead and have another non-alcoholic brew.
Yes.
Which they've been strange so far.
They've been really, really interesting.
Yeah, the Lagunitas. What is it? The
IPNA.
IPNA, yeah. That one was okay.
Yeah, it was just all right.
And then last week was that stout from Athletic Brewing, and that one was better, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that one was definitely better.
Yeah. But this week we've got a New England style non-alcoholic IPA from Brewdog.
Yeah, it's Hazy AF. Bro.
I wonder if the AF stands for what it typically does, or maybe it's for alcohol-free?
Yeah, probably alcohol-free. That's probably what it stands for, but hey, maybe it stands for the other one.
Maybe there'd be an edgy. Ooh. Yeah. Because
it's Hazy AF.
They got that one IPA, Brewdog, the punk IPA, so maybe they're getting a little punk attitude in there.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I really don't know what to expect from this at all.
I mean, based on the past two beers, I'm expecting it to be the same body, I guess, like kind of thin, but maybe just have a little bit more of a fruity taste.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's definitely going to be watery, but the hazy part, I'm really kind of curious about.
Yeah, same.
Is it going to be a regular New England IPA to an IPA compared to this one versus the Lagunitas one we had? So is it really going to taste that different? I don't know. Are they going to get the lactosey or unfiltered or whatever they're going to add? I don't know.
Yeah.
But here's a good old description I have if you want to hear this.
I do, actually.
This is what Brewdog says. No alcohol, just got juiced up. And Hazy AF lives to the hype. All the attitude, all the flavor, spelled with an O-U-R.
Oh, wow.
But none of the alcohol. Ooh. Say hello to the juiciest alcohol-free beer in town. Tropical fruits and grassy notes mix it up. Oats and wheat unite for a smoother ride. Full flavor, no alcohol, all out New England. Contains lactose.
Okay, so maybe it will be. Maybe it will have kind of a thicker body.
I hope so.
Lactose.
I really hope so. I don't know. Yeah. They also said oats and wheat.
Yeah. So what I'm hoping is that this tastes closer to a beer than the previous ones.
Because the lactose, sugars, the oats, and the wheat they typically will give like a creamier mouthfeel to change the body a little bit of a regular beer. So hopefully that happens here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it does.
Yeah, let's go ahead and crack these and see
Let's see
what
what
we
they.
see at least.
I mean, first of all, what they smell like too, and what they look like, or what it looks like.
It's pretty light in color as it's coming out of the
Yeah,
can.
yeah, fairly. Oh, it's not looking very hazy on my end. It smells
It's
nice though.
slightly hazy. I noticed that the bubbles here are closer to like carbonated pop.
Yeah, it seems like that's a pretty reoccurring theme with these beers.
Well, not
But
last
actually,
last week had a good one, if you remember.
true. But
The-
it was still not the typical beer head that you would get from a stout.
all the bubbles have dissipated from mine. There's no head anymore.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's that
It
doesn't seem promising in
it
my
smells
opinion.
like a New England IPA.
It does, yes.
Like you get that pineapple-y, citrusy, kind of hoppy smell.
Yeah, that's
Very
definitely
fruity.
present. All the bubbles have gone from mine as well, and
Sad that there's no bubbles anymore.
it's I mean, like I can't see my hand through the glass, but I can see the shadow of my hand.
Yeah. So it's definitely
So it's not as hazy.
hazy.
It's definitely hazy, but it's not as hazy as I would expect.
Yeah.
Just based on looks.
It's definitely not see-through, but it's not as hazy as a lot of the New England style IPAs that we've had on this podcast.
Yes, that we are accustomed to. So well accustomed to here in Nashville with Bearded Iris.
I have really low expectations for this taste.
I really do too. Unfortunately, I really wish that. I mean, I'm hoping that this is a better flavor, but I'm not. I'm not holding out hope.
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't think it is. But let's say that we give this a try, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to get our catchphrase correct.
As we always say, usually in sync.
Yeah.
What we'll talk about today on American Brews and Tunes is
Clink.
That was closer, I think. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll hear it in playback. I don't know.
Wow.
So yeah, it's definitely that light, watery body and mouthfeel.
Yeah.
You know what? I do get some of the wheat and oat flavor on the back end.
Yeah.
Of the palate, which is kind
A
of
little bit, yeah.
A little bit of a cereal flavor.
I mean, like it tastes okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's almost as if it's like a hazy IPA light.
Yes. It's like a hazy session IPA.
Yes,
light.
That's what I was gonna. That was what I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for.
But if you like, you know how an Imperial IPA is just like a double IPA.
Yeah, this is like a quarter IPA.
You could take a session IPA and then cut it in half again.
Yeah, maybe even again after that.
So session light.
Session light. Yeah, so this is a hazy session light IPA.
Yeah. It's not bad by any
no,
means.
It actually tastes kind of good.
Yeah, I really like that oaty wheat flavor I'm getting on the back end. That's might be my favorite part.
I think that is what saves the beer. In my opinion, that's what saves the beer. So is that the fact that
grains.
Yeah, the fact that they used, more than just wheat saves this beer for me. Because it has way more of a thicker mouthfeel than the Lagunitas.
Yeah, agreed.
It definitely has a thicker mouthfeel, but it's still not you can still tell that it's not a regular beer.
Yeah, it's definitely AF.
Yeah,
F
or NAF.
Yes.
It's
weird.
It's nits. It's totally nits.
Is it nits? Yeah, it's nits. It's awesome.
It's awesome, yeah.
All right. Let's go to move away from this strange brew. And I don't mean strange brew as in that great movie. Strange brew as in this weird beer.
Yeah.
So on to the review of Tyler, the Creator.
All right.
So the album Igor, and I might slip up and call it Igor.
Yeah, it's fine.
Bear with me. This album was released in 2019, so it's fairly new, but we already knew that.
Yep.
Other than a feature on one Mac Miller song, I was fairly unfamiliar with Tyler the Creator. I think the only time I
Okay.
seen him pop up before was whenever he released the album Wolf. I
Okay.
don't know if you listened to that one or not, but I remember seeing the artwork and I thought it was funny. So
Mm-hmm.
I previewed a couple tracks and I was like, eh. And that was about it.
Okay.
Um, but he's a rapper, producer, singer, songwriter, etc. Kind of
Yes.
does a whole bunch of things, and his genre is very unique.
Yeah, it definitely is.
There's some hip hop, there's some funk, maybe some jazz, soul, pop, and probably a lot more things that I can't really pick out. It's just, I don't want to say eclectic, but it's very unique.
Yeah.
It's a
If
different sound.
I guess if you had to choose like one genre, like what he shows up as on like Spotify or something, it would probably be rap, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it rap.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I agree with you. If you look it up on Spotify or somewhere, it's going to fall into the rap category.
Yeah.
Igor debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
a pretty big milestone. It was his first number 1 album, so
Okay.
I mean, good for him. It definitely, a lot of people agreed because it won the best rap album of the 2020 Grammys.
Really?
So the
Nice.
Grammys also would classify this as rap.
Yes.
I think it was actually classified under like the urban music or something, and he was being interviewed after he won the Grammy. He's like, I'm super happy I won, but I hate that it's under this classification because urban is just another way to. I think I'm paraphrasing. I think he said like urban is just another way to say the N word.
Oh, really? That's what he said?
He's like,
Jeez.
why can't I just win the pop award?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just a little interesting note. Igor is a concept album, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like no questions. It's confirmed. If you listen to it, it's fairly easy to follow through. It's about so it's kind of hard to tell if this is autobiographical or if he's singing from a character.
Yeah.
So I may say he or Tyler or Igor. Just know that it's the same person when I'm talking about this.
Okay.
'Cause I'm going to touch upon the concept a lot. In a
Okay.
nutshell, the concept is about him falling in love with a man who's still kind of hung up on a previous girlfriend and isn't 100% committed.
Okay.
So that's the whole concept in a nutshell. But I'll elaborate as we go through the songs.
Okay. Sounds good.
Something I thought was really interesting about this album is that Tyler does a lot of pitch shifting in his vocals.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes you'll hear him in his regular range, and he's got a really unique voice as well. It's a little, I don't want to say gruff, but like the slightest hint of gravel, and he's got a kind of a deeper voice.
Yeah.
But he pitch shifts his vocals higher a lot, so it sounds. It's hard to describe. You just have to hear it.
I'll say something about that. Before you told me that Tyler, like he sang pretty much all the parts, I was pretty well convinced that like he had like a younger singer sing some of the parts. Like some of the parts where it almost sounds like a teenage boy is singing.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
Yeah.
there are parts where he does have other people singing, like
Yeah.
Solange is on it a lot.
Mhm.
CeeLo Green sings on one of the songs, but a good majority is it's him, and you might not realize it's him if you didn't know. It's really
Yeah.
interesting.
It is. I mean, like I said, my first listen through, like I had absolutely no idea. So whatever he did to achieve the sounds that he created or he wanted, he did a really good job of making it not sound like him.
Yeah, it's very intentional.
Yeah.
Let's delve in though, shall we?
Yes.
Track number 1 is called Igor's Theme. This is my first recommendation.
It's a good one.
It's definitely one of the harder, more hip hoppy sounding songs on the album, like the beat wise.
Yeah.
Most songs don't have beats like this to it. So when I heard it at first, like it's got that kind of low droning bass, and then
Mhm.
like a good beat that comes in.
Yeah.
And so I was almost expecting the whole album to sound like that. Nope.
Yeah. Nope, it
So
definitely does not.
might not necessarily be the best introduction for the sound, but it's a good intro for the album.
Yeah.
He talks about like a lot. One of the lines that pops up a lot is "Ride around town, think I feel this way," and I imagine that you could ride around town blasting this song because
Oh, yeah.
it's just a really good beat for that.
Yeah.
The production is just really, really pretty good on this song, and maybe that's why they put it first because it's production wise, it gives you a good taste of maybe what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the beat itself, though.
Yeah.
I'll move on to track number 2 because there's not too much that I can say about Igor's theme concept wise. Earthquake was the first, is track number 2, and it's spelled Earthquake with an F.
Earthquake, yep.
He did that intentionally.
Yes.
This was the first single released from the album, though.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think he performed this at the Grammys or at some awards show, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, I think he performed a mix of this song and another song
Probably
at the Grammys.
he was like on the roof while there was like a fire or something. It was a big production.
Yeah, but he was in his outfit like with the blonde wig on and
that's such a strange wig.
The pink suit. Yeah, he's
got a very strange aesthetic.
He does, yeah. I like it though. It's funny.
Yeah, but this song was originally pitched for Justin Bieber. That was what Tyler the Creator wanted to do, was have Justin Bieber sing the song.
Really?
But Bieber passed.
Huh.
And then I'm pretty sure Tyler was going to keep the song, but he wanted Rihanna to sing the chorus.
Yeah.
But she passed. So Tyler he held on to it. Like, this was written for several years.
Yeah.
And then it fit this album.
Huh.
So this song is pretty much what I'd say is like the intro to the concept.
Okay.
So it's him either singing as himself or Igor, and he's singing to his lover, and it's really interesting. Like, he's saying, "Don't go. I know it's my fault." So he's admitting something went wrong, and he's acknowledging that, which is kind of strange. But he's kind of starting that desperation of pleading somebody not to go, and that's something that's going to come back throughout, I think, many of the songs, at least in the first half of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. There's another person that's featured on here. It's a rapper. I guess his name's Playboy Cardi.
Okay.
And he just has one feature verse, but I can't understand a single word he says.
I know. It says like,
it's so strange. I had to look up the lyrics, and even when you're reading the lyrics and listening to it, it's really hard to match them up. I was like, he's skipping a lot of letters.
Yeah.
There's chunks of words missing that he's rapping here. It's a really interesting rapping style that's I mumble rap. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of Playboy Cardi. I can't really hear him because it's hard to understand, but it was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
But definitely a good start to the
concept. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, it's a huge song. It's probably, I'd say, the biggest song from the album.
Yeah. I think
it's his number one song on Spotify.
Yeah, his number one song on Spotify, yep.
Yeah. The kids love it.
I'm actually on Spotify with 416, almost 417 million streams.
Yeah, that's a ton of streams.
Spotify, yep.
What is that going to make him, like $5?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, streams don't get you too much on Spotify.
No, there is. I don't think they pay them nearly enough. But one thing to think about with streaming versus radio play, why the pay is so different, is like one stream on Spotify does not equal one radio performance, you know?
Yeah.
Like, one radio performance may be heard by millions of people.
Yeah, as opposed to just being heard by one person.
Yeah. That's just one facet to look at. I'm not smart enough to know how much they should be paid for Spotify streams, but it does seem like not enough.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough to figure out what.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Moving on to track number 3, this song is called "I Think." This song's held together by this rhythmic tom drum beat that plays throughout. It's like the do 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 ga,
Yeah.
do, 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 ga. It's almost kind of tribal, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but this song seems to be like an inner monologue to himself.
Okay.
He knows he's in love, but he's not really sure how to tell the other person.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give any names to any of these people, so I'm just going to call the other love interest either him or his lover, because I don't know the names. And there's one other character that's referenced, but no names. Track number 4, if you can call it a track. This song's called "Exactly What You Run From, You End Up Chasing."
Yeah.
And
it's a very short track.
It's 15 seconds. It's just a narration that they start with that sentence and then they elaborate slightly on it. And this foreshadows some of the themes to come. I mean, it's exactly what you run from, you end up chasing. So if you think about the context of this album and say that sentence to yourself, you know where it's going.
Yeah.
It is played over top of a song that is called Boyfriend, which you can only get, I guess, on the physical release. It was like a bonus track. There's just a small sample of it on here. So you can look that up if you want to hear the full thing.
Yeah.
Track number 5 is called Running Out of Time.
Yeah, exactly what you run from, you end up chasing. And it runs right into a song called Running Out of Time. I think that's pretty well placed.
Not coincidence, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
I think I don't think, I know he's saying, but he says, running out of time to make you love me.
Yeah.
Which kind of like I'm not very happy. It's kind of sad. So Tyler knows if he can't get this other person to reciprocate the love, then it won't work. And he's clearly running out of time to try and get the other person to commit.
Yeah.
He also tells the other guy to take off his mask and stop pretending.
Yeah.
Because apparently the other person's still closeted and afraid to admit his true self. And Tyler wants him to stop lying and to love him. So it's really desperate.
Yeah, interesting.
Thematically. I think the music reflects it too, because they don't have any percussion for the first half of the song. And then the second half, when the percussion comes in, it's fairly minimal. So I think that puts a lot of focus on the lyrics.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Moving on to track number 6, which is my next recommendation. This song's called New Magic Wand.
New Magic Wand.
It's got a pretty good beat on here. Another heavier song, similar-ish to the feeling of the beat on Igor's theme. It's not the same beat by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe if I'm trying to lump all these songs to relate to something, I'd relate it to the first track.
Okay. This is the song that he did with Earthquake on the Grammys.
Okay. I've got to rewatch that.
Because in the performance, he does that beginning part, that he does that on the in the performance, and it's really funny.
Apparently his live shows are really good. I don't know.
It seems like they would be.
Yeah. This song, again, furthers the story. He's talking to his lover, and then you find out that they have an ex-girlfriend, this other person, who there's some capacity of involvement.
Yeah.
And Tyler says she can't be in the picture if the two of them want to work out. Super confrontational. And I think the music matches that by being like that heavier beat.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to wipe out the girl with his magic wand.
Yeah.
Take her out the picture. At the frame. But it's a good song. Moving on to track number 7. This song is called A Boy is a Gun, asterisk.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why the asterisk is put at the end of the title. It is a play on either a movie or another old song called A Girl is a Gun.
Okay.
So he's flipping the genders here for this story. And compared to the last song, this is a much slower, more kind of funky, jazzy song.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this song. Yeah, just with all the kind of flowing piano lines that he has in it.
Mm-hmm. He's a little more flirtatious in this song, and he kind of shows that he admires the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the relationship continues to get complicated because I don't know, there's a fight, obviously. I think this is this one where he says, "You invited me to breakfast. Why is she here?"
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
So the ex is still involved, and Tyler's pissed. In the end, he tells tells him like to leave him alone, stay away.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It seems pretty definitive that it's over there.
Yeah.
It's not. But this song likens their relationship, or the other guy in particular, to a gun. Somebody's going to get hurt because he's keeps saying, "You're dangerous. You're so dangerous. So dangerous."
Dangerous. Yeah.
So that's what the gun is, and somebody's going to get hurt if you start playing with a gun. Track number 8 is called "Puppet." Though he said at the very end of the last song to stay away,
Yeah.
Tyler is coming back.
I'm your puppet. You control me.
So whatever he was running away from, he ended up chasing.
Yep.
Whoa!
Exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah. I'm glad that he followed through with track number 4 to get to track number 8.
Yeah.
Is there any coincidence that 4 is half of 8? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But
maybe no, probably not, right? I mean, well,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. Yeah. It's just speculation on our part.
Yeah, definitely just speculation.
Yeah. On this song, he wants to be with his lover, and this is really, really consuming his thoughts, almost to the point of obsession. But eventually, he comes to the conclusion that he's a puppet, and the other guy's holding the string, like he's on the hook.
Yeah,
a little bit. It's a sad realization because he's stuck.
Yeah,
he's at not a really good place. The music is really kind of slower and melancholy sounding.
Yeah,
so I think it fits there too.
It almost feels like a crooner's song in a way, and to me anyway.
That fits the lyrics for sure.
Or more like a 50s or earlier 50s vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do kind of switch the music in the outro though. I don't know if you remember that, but after the last line goes, they switch up the beat, and I'm not entirely sure why. But there's got to be some reason.
The puppet master has taken over the song.
I'll tell you what, though, it's not what's bad. Moving on to track number 9, what's good? This is another one of the few harder sounding songs. It's much more rap on this song.
Yeah.
So if you heard this song, you'd be like, "Oh, this is a rap album," compared to the other songs, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. The diversity with which, or like the type of music, the diversity of that in this album is pretty vast. There are so many different styles that he employs in this album. It's
all over the place. But it all fits together.
Yeah.
All very cohesive in sound, which is kind of difficult to do, I think, but he does it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, this song, What's Good, is more rap than the other songs, less singing. This is the first song where he finally says Igor. So you know how to pronounce it. There's no guessing anymore.
Yeah.
I think the main theme on this song is that he sees the light and realizes that the relationship's more or less over. Because he talks about seeing the light a bunch of times. But I think a lot of the rapping might not necessarily progress the story of the concept. It might just be like rapping and laying down some good bars, as they say.
Yeah. Is that what they say?
He's spitting.
He's spitting
on the mic.
He's spitting some... We are so white.
Yeah, just a little. But moving on to track number 10, this is called Gone Gone / Thank You.
Yeah.
The song's 6 minutes and 15 seconds, which seems long, but it's pretty much 2 songs put together.
Yeah.
Apparently, this happens often on the 10th track of his albums.
Really?
It's like having multi-section songs. I haven't listened to his other albums to confirm this. I just read this on Wikipedia or something.
I can
or maybe Genius
right now. On his, I'm on, on his album Flower Boy. The 10th track is 911 slash Mr. Lonely
Mm-hmm.
on his album Cherry Bomb. His track number 10 is Effing Young slash Perfect. So
Definitely
yeah,
a trend. Yeah, definitely a trend.
I can confirm that it is a thing that he does.
The first part of this track, though, Gone Gone, it's lamenting. It's like a peaceful lamenting, though. Like not all too sad, but his love's gone, and he hopes that his love will be okay now that the other guy has obviously picked the girl over Tyler.
Right.
It's really a catchy song. It's got this kind of
It's
bouncy
really,
drum beat, and it's really poppy.
It's almost some sort of like electronic drums, like an electronic drum sound. It sounds really good.
Yeah,
And it is almost like it's like sing-songy. Like there's a
bubblegummy
section
sing song.
Yeah, like there's a section where it's like bum 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 bum.
Like I could imagine someone like little girls jump roping to this song.
Yeah, my love's gone.
CeeLo Green sings one of the choruses on here too.
Okay.
If you listen to it, you can kind of pick out his vocal from Tyler's.
Okay.
There's a construction metaphor that Tyler puts near the end of this section that's really good. I'll read it because I think it's pretty good. He says, "We had two different blueprints, but understood influence. You opened up early on. I thought I had a permit. You started building a bridge and turned into a fence. Then my building got tore down, all because you're new tenant. I'll buy up some new, never down a lease. You never lived in your truth. I'm just happy I lived in it. But I finally found peace. So peace."
Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah, it's really, really kind of a good little verse there to talk about what he's experiencing. So that encapsulates what he's feeling, and he's moving on.
Yeah.
The second part of the song is called "Thank You." Obviously, it's got a different beat, and he's singing "Thank you for the love and the experience that they shared together." But it almost seems sarcastic. It's hard to say because he also talks about he never wants to fall in love again. So he's, I don't know, it doesn't seem happy. Lots of emotion all over the place on this second part.
Yeah.
Moving on to track number 11, which is the penultimate track. This is called "I Don't Love You Anymore." So Tyler's saying he doesn't love the other person anymore, but it also, the way he's doing it kind of seems like he's trying to convince himself more than telling the truth. He says, "You wasted my time, and I know that these things are not hard." So it's, I don't know, it's just not really sounding like he's telling the truth. I think he still does in this song.
Yeah.
But the next,
trying to convince himself of that.
himself.
Yeah. Even if he still has feelings for this guy, then he's trying to, maybe it's a way of trying to move on, like forcing himself to move on. But
moving on to the last song, which is my favorite song on the album and my last recommendation.
That is a good one.
It's called "Are We Still Friends?" And it's got this, I don't want to say waltzy, but it's got this swaying triple meter to it.
Yeah.
It's got this really like a really pretty sounding production. It's really infectious sounding. Like it's almost like a hybrid anthem and ballad put together.
Yeah. This one definitely has like a late 50s, 60s vibe.
Yes. I think it's, I agree with you there. I think this is where he finally acknowledges that the relationship's over, and he's trying to figure out what to do next. So he's asking, "Are we still friends now that this is over?"
Yeah.
A sad song because he's trying to figure out, where do I go now? Are we still friends? Bob Dylan could sing the chorus on this one.
Yeah, except now if Bob Dylan were to sing the chorus on this one, he'd say,
"Still friends?
Oh, we're still friends. Oh, we're still friends."
We need young Bob Dylan here for that.
Could do, "Are we still friends?"
Yeah, that'd be actually pretty good for this song.
Yeah.
There's a part maybe like two-thirds of the way through where you think it's over, but he goes la 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 and then brings the chorus back again.
Yeah.
That I really enjoyed. I think it's a really, really good album closer. It leaves the story in a bitter place, but in a better place.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But all in all, the album Igor was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily my cup of tea musically, like
Mhm.
even rap wise. I think I prefer some other styles of rap.
Yeah.
After my first listen, I was like, this is really not for me, because it's just such a unique aesthetic to his sound.
Yeah,
and like
it
the
really
way
is.
his production and his like singing style and rapping style is really, really strange. But this album really grew on me, so maybe I'll give some more of his other stuff a chance. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to give his back catalog a listen through.
He's popular for a reason.
Yeah, because whenever I heard this album, I was like, wow, this is not what I was expecting. So
It's the same.
that was one of the first things that what drew me to continue listening to it was because of how different and unique it was. I also just really like the album artwork. I think the album artwork is really cool.
Yeah, it's like a pink album. It's got him with the kind of crooked looking flat top haircut.
Yeah, just the contrast
interesting.
between his face and the pink is really cool. But yeah, it's a good album though.
Yeah, I agree. Looking towards next week, we will be touching upon an album that Jesse is reviewing that I recommended. That
Yes,
has also been a little in the pipeline for a while.
and for good reason. I'll be honest. It is Because of the Internet by Childish Gambino.
Oh,
and let me tell you, that album is a doozy.
Yeah, just because of how much it entails.
Yeah, in terms of concept.
I mean, it's like 17, 18 songs.
Yeah, it's quite long. Yeah, it's about an hour long, and it's just a lot of content to get through. But we'll talk more about that next week.
Yes, we will. We'll see how long it takes us to get through that review.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this beer?
This is my favorite one so far. Of the three we've had, this one's my favorite.
I think last week's was my favorite, the stout.
Mm.
But this one's I do agree. I think this is better than the Lagunitas.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long Brewdog has been making non-alcoholic beers, but Lagunitas, that one is brand new this year. So maybe they haven't worked out the kinks. I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe non-alcoholic beers should just not exist.
Yeah.
Who knows? But for the sake of
pop is for root beer.
For the sake of dry January, though, I mean, if you're looking for a beer that kind of tastes like a hazy IPA, this isn't terrible.
No, it's not terrible. I haven't disliked any of them. It's just I would much rather have a regular beer.
Yes, same here.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Let's say that we finish these NA brews and sign off.
Sounds good.
All right. We always say on American Brews and Tunes. Again, I have no idea if those matched up, but once I put this together, we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for listening, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to share it with whoever also would maybe enjoy it.
Yeah, share it. Go ahead and reach out to us if you have any questions or comments, or if you just want to say hi. All the social medias, look up American Brews and Tunes. You'll find us.
Yep.
I believe that you're all internet savvy. If you are able to listen to this, then you can look up us on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I don't really go on the Twitter. I'm on the Instagram more.
They're the same thing. Just one has pictures and one doesn't.
True.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyways, my name is Stephen Johnston.
My name is Jesse Titus.
And this is American Brews and Tunes.
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity-beeby-da.